What is going on, guys? My name is Eric, and today I am super hyped for this podcast because I am here with the Smith Plays. And if you guys really don't know who he is, or I don't know, but this guy is one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. I tried to do a roast, which I feel, in my opinion, didn't go too well, but it got really high. All you guys liked it, so I'm not too worried. But today, guys, I finally have the Smith Plays on my podcast. How are you doing?
Good, man. How are you doing?
I am great. I am great.
Glad to be
So,
on. Podcasts are my favorite thing to do, so it's good to be here.
yeah, I'm really happy to have you on here, especially.
Right on, man. Right on.
Yeah, so okay, you guys don't know, but we have been talking about doing this for so long.
It's been a very
Now,
long time.
Uh, like I tried to get hit. Okay, my first attempt, which is right after I did my first podcast with Lex, and I was like, okay, I want to get Pat. So then he was like, I emailed him, and he was like, okay, we'll do it some other time. Okay, and so then I waited a longer time, and I was like, okay, now we got to be ready. And then this was around the time you were about to hit 1 million subs, which, by the way, congrats.
Hey, thank you.
No problem. And I saw your vlog at the Rise and Dragon. That was pretty cool. So
Nice, nice. Yeah. So it was, I think you first got at me during exams of university. And I
yeah.
was like, I was struggling to get my own content out. So I was like, that's not happening. And then
Uh-huh.
you got at me, I think, really close to, yeah, like you said, like probably around 1 million subscribers. And that was right when Zetsubo no Shima was dropping. And
Yeah.
whenever a new Zombies map drops, that's always a busy time. So then we started talking, and I think, like you said, it was all right. Derizen Drax, or I was going away to Europe to go to Hohenwerfen Castle, which is the real Derizen Drac. I was like, well, I can't do it when I'm in Europe. Anyways, we're back now. We had a little bit of scheduling errors on my part, but we're here now and we're good to go.
Yeah, and it's awesome. I mean, it's worth the wait. Totally worth the wait. So
Well, dang, dude, you've had Lex on, you've had Dave on. That's big names,
yeah,
man. I love it.
yeah. Like, oh, I tried to do. Okay, I don't know how many times I've tried to do a podcast by myself, but I need to like learn how to just talk to myself for a good hour because I was going to do a podcast by myself. I didn't know how to like talk to myself because I felt weird doing it. And then so
Yeah.
that's when I did my second podcast, which was my Q&A. So that's when I had people just send me questions. And I actually got a good turnout. It was a 19-minute, 20-minute video. So I answered all those questions. So that's probably the only way I can actually do a podcast by myself, unless if I want to like talk and ramble on, which is what I usually do. So
Right. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I don't know. I've always been really good at like talking to myself, and I don't even know why, but it's just one of those things that I think I have. I like throughout my day, I just think about stuff, and I never get to like let it out because I'm just sitting by myself. And then when I actually get the opportunity to just talk, I just like the floodgates open. And I mean, I've done podcasts for an hour by myself, and it's like I could go for another hour on just the most ridiculous, meaningless topics ever.
yeah, and you guys, a lot of you guys, because 90% of my subscribers are my friends, so you guys know I just ramble on. So it's a little confusing on why I can't look at a camera and just talk. So I don't know, but I'm really excited. I have a lot lined up today. So
Okay, interesting, interesting.
yeah, let's go. So I wanted to get your opinion on Infinite Warfare.
Okay. Uh, Infinite Warfare. Are we talking zombies? Or are we talking just the everything in general?
Um, I think first everything in general, then zombies.
Okay. I don't like the trailer, but I don't hate it, and I don't think it deserves 2.5 million dislikes. I
Yeah.
think that right now it was like, so I don't know. To me, Advanced Warfare is at the point where it's like, yes, it may not be good or it may be great, but honestly, nobody knows. We haven't seen anything. We haven't seen really gameplay. We just see the trailer for which is going to be campaign. We really don't know what this game's going to be like. So at this point, it's going to be maybe yes, maybe no. Like maybe we'll like it, maybe we won't. But because it's Call of Duty, and when you're as big as Call of Duty, and you put out something that isn't awesome, people it's like people like to see this giant fall. So when it started getting dislikes, oh wow, this has a lot of dislikes. Everyone kind of jumped on the bandwagon of we need to dislike this. And then once it hits like 1 million, everyone's like, oh yeah, I just want to dislike this video because it has a bunch of dislikes, and not even from the trailer. I feel like. So I don't know. I mean, is it gonna be boots on the ground? Some people say it is. Some people say it isn't.
I don't really know. What threw everyone off is that in the trailer we saw somebody using thruster. So I don't know, but
Right.
oh no, actually I take that back. There was a tweet a couple of days or so ago. They confirmed, well, semi-confirmed that it was going to be this almost the same movements as Black Ops 3.
Yeah,
So I did see that.
I thought I saw something about that, but I've
Yeah.
also see people still in my comment section saying boots on the ground and stuff. So I don't know, because it would make sense that they do it like a Black Ops 3 system, and then COD 4 remastered would just be boots on the ground.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for COD 4, man. I think COD 4 was the first Call of Duty I ever played. I mean, it wasn't the COD that I got into Call of Duty. That was like World at War, but to me, anyways, COD 4 was the very first COD I ever played. So
Yeah, and a lot of people get on me because honestly, I've never played COD 4.
you know
The
what, man?
first,
Oh, go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
the first Call of Duty I actually have played was Black Ops 1. I before I never played World at War until I played Black Ops 1. I was like, dude, I like the zombies. So then somebody told me World at War had zombies. So then I didn't get it till like almost 2 years ago, and I first played World at War, and I really liked it. So
Yeah,
Black
man.
Ops 1 was my first Call of Duty, and I'm kind of proud about that because that's what got me into zombies. And I haven't been able to start a channel just because of school and all that. But now, since I have like Xbox One, all that recording stuff, and because of the newly released Black Ops 1 on backwards compatibility, I was really happy about that because like today Zetsubu no Shima just dropped for the Xbox One, so I was just playing that right before we spoke.
Nice.
And I haven't been able to put too much content up because it would be like the same thing for a month, the Rise and Drac and all that.
Yeah,
So
right.
recording, it's really well, not complicated, but in a way it's like really annoying on the Xbox because you have to go 5 minutes at a time to record, and that's why I don't do too many gaming videos unless if I know it's gonna be short. So
Yeah, like just a theater mode thing.
yeah, so then
Right.
like I did a 1v1 with this guy, and it was like a 10-minute video, so that means I only had to do like two separate recordings, which was totally easy to me. But
But
still,
it'd still be easier to just completely go through and have no interruptions.
yeah, so that's why I'm trying to work on getting like an Elgato and stuff.
Cool.
I know you were
Yeah.
just having problems with yours. So
Yeah, man. I got that fixed quite easily.
really,
I mean, I think it helps having like a large following, because then they're like, oh, this guy, you know, he can make like if I say something bad about Elgato, it's got a lot more weight behind it than just some random person on the internet. So they're like hooked it up, and they had like their head guy like DMing me on Twitter, like back and forth, like, yeah, I got you, man, don't worry about it. I'm like, all right, sure, dude, that works for me. Like, I don't mind. So, anyways, I got that audio issue
yeah.
sorted pretty quickly.
And I don't even know what we were talking about before, but
Advanced Warfare
yeah, if well, oh,
or
we didn't even go to the
Infinite Warfare.
zombies. We didn't
Yeah.
even get into zombies. Do you want to predict or anything?
Ah, man, it's such a hard prediction. I mean, me and Lex, we talked about this for like an hour the other day, and
I know.
yeah, it's like it's so up in the air. I really hope they stick to basics. Like, if they try to make a Der Eisendrache, it's gonna be the biggest failure ever. It's gonna be worse than Transit, because imagine like Treyarch has had 4 games to kind of slowly build up to Shadows of Evil, Der Eisendrache, Zetsubo, where it's crazy complex. So they know what makes a good map and what doesn't, and what has good flow and all this stuff. And, you know, you need to have ways to get to the other parts of the map quickly, like the Wonder Sphere and all that stuff. And with Infinity Ward, they're just gonna be, if they try to make a Zetsubo, it's just gonna be the biggest mess ever, because they don't have all this experience of what works and what doesn't. So I
Yeah.
think that they just need to, like, Kino size. I mean, you could add a lot of features, but keep it small, like Kino, Doris, maybe like a Shangri-La kind of size, but, you know, not too big.
Yeah. I do have to agree because those are like my favorite all-time maps in Black Ops. So I don't want to see like the same movement system like they did in like Advanced Warfare, like they put the upgraded movements in zombies because I was just like the boots on the ground zombies just by itself.
Yeah, exactly. I really don't want to see exosuits and zombies again.
No, oh no.
Advanced Warfare zombies. The first map was okay. I had more expectations for the rest of it though, and I'm pretty much the only one to ever say this, but I wish we were getting Extinction too. I really did like Extinction, as crazy as it sounds. I had a lot of fun with that game out, and it's like, dang, we're not gonna get that. But at the same time, I understand because it was a pretty big flop for most people.
Yeah, like a lot of people were trying to tell me Ghosts is a really good Call of Duty, and I have to semi agree with that because when you get like the game itself, it was literally like 2% of the game. So I didn't like it too much. Like the
Yeah,
Extinction, it was fun, but it got a little repetitive after a while, like to me
yeah,
because I kept playing it over and over, and then I was like, man, I just want to go back to Black Ops 2, and which is
yeah.
what a lot of people did. So
Yeah, bro, that was. I mean, I was playing Black. I have so many hours in Black Ops 2 just recording videos for YouTube. I mean, I remember when Black Ops 2 came to an end, everyone was so hyped in the zombies community for Extinction, and we were like, yeah, like this is what we're gonna do. And I shouldn't say a lot of people, but there was definitely some. A lot of people went over to GTA, but the few that stayed in
mhm,
zombies were saying, oh, we're gonna go to Extinction, and then within 3 days, it was
it was
just a
bad.
big old nope, and everyone went
Yeah.
right back to zombies. And for the people that stayed in the zombies community, I remember there was like 8 of us that were just there, and it's so crazy because now if you think how many people are in the zombies community uploading zombies videos, you couldn't even name that number. There's so
Mhm.
many, but
Yeah, because zombies is I think one of the biggest communities in like the gaming and all that. So
well, I would say Black Ops 3 is the biggest game right now.
yeah.
At least like in the online entertainment kind of like thing. Like if you think about all the YouTubers out there that are doing zombies, and even you have multiplayer guys like Ali A and T Martin and bit of
hmm
Face Clan and stuff. There's a lot of people that are doing it, and I mean I can't think of any other game that's as popular right now.
Yeah, and I know you have started. Well, I saw that you've been started like streaming Uncharted and all that.
Yeah,
And so I actually only have the one game, which is Drake's Deception.
that's the
So
third one.
yeah, that's the third one, and that's the only one I've ever like attempted to play, and I like it, but I don't really know the story to it. So would you like to elaborate on the story a
Yeah.
little bit?
So the only game I've beaten is Drake 2,
hmm
Drake's Fortune. I've played Uncharted 1, and it was just at a friend's house. I've never played Uncharted 3. Are you looking for the Uncharted 4 storyline?
I
Or
was
just
just
all
talking
of it
about in
in
general
general?
because yeah.
Yeah, so basically you have a thief named Drake. His actual name is Drake Morgan that we just found out in Uncharted 4. And I think it's Morgan. And anyways, he basically, from his upbringings in an orphanage, he has been hunting for treasure and stuff. And in Uncharted 1, there's like 2 really hot girls. And then in Uncharted 2, the same 2 hot girls are there. And I know somehow, and from Uncharted 2 to Uncharted 4, he married the blonde hot girl. But basically, in Uncharted 2, because like I said, I really don't know Uncharted 1 that well. Uncharted 2, he's looking for treasure, and he ends up finding this ancient civilization, and there's like crazy people, like horse centaurs or something. It's very, very crazy. And then Uncharted 4, it's kind of like, it's all over the place, but essentially, like 15 years before Uncharted 4 takes place, you think your brother dies, and then basically he comes back 15 years later, and spoilers, he like lies to you, and you go after this treasure. I haven't beat it yet, so I don't know what happens, but that's
Yeah.
that's my really terrible synopsis of Uncharted 4. Or of
Hey, that
Uncharted
was pretty
series.
good. That was pretty good.
Yeah, basically
Yeah.
you're hunting for treasure is what you're doing. And there's
That's
hot
awesome.
chicks. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great way to just
But
put it
I
down.
man, I gotta say, like, I love Naughty Dog. They're the developers of Uncharted 4. They've done the Uncharted series, I think one of the greatest series of all time. They've done
Jack and Daxter.
Jack and I don't even know about that game. What is that?
Really? It's a game. I don't have the game with me, but basically it's like, well, I haven't played it in so long. But if you were to Google it, I know it's this really old game. My parents like it's so old that my parents used to play it like all the time. It came
Wow.
out on the original PlayStation, I believe. Either
Whoa.
PlayStation 2
No
or
way.
first, yeah. And they just came out with one at least 2, 3 years ago,
Okay.
and it's such a great series. And like I played it before. It's been so long, so I couldn't give you like a spot on description like you gave me about Uncharted, but it's a really fun game if you were to ever look into it. It's a really good adventure game basically. They even had a racing game, so that was
Dang.
even so.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I only know them up until like from PS3 and on, and I
Mhm.
was gonna say they did Infamous, which was a very
Oh
interesting
yeah,
game.
I've played it. I haven't played it too many times. I've played it like once or twice.
That was one of my favorite games on PS3, and the second and I think they made a third. They were just brutal.
Hmm.
Um, and then they also did The Last of Us, which was a very popular game.
I've never played that game, but I've always like been very curious about that game. So
It's long, man. I never beat it. I made it like
really,
halfway through, and it's fun though. It's really fun.
yeah, it
And it's
got
all
like Game
it's
of
like
the Year
same
and
game
stuff like that.
mechanics.
Nah. Oh,
Yeah.
they're all adventure games basically.
Yeah, like kind of open world
Hmm.
sort of thing. Yeah, they're good. They're good.
So
How do
yeah.
we even get on the topic of Uncharted 4?
You were talking about your Elgato, the
Oh,
audio issues, and then that made
yeah,
me remember. So yeah, we got into that.
yeah, no.
Um, so speaking of like old games we used to play, what are your favorite like old school games you like first played when you were a kid and all
All
that?
right, the only and first thing that comes to my mind is Pokemon. Pokemon Silver, Crystal, like the second generation, and even the
Hmm.
first generation of Pokemon. Those were just I put so much time into Pokemon. It was insane, and that was back in like the Game Boy Advance days. So I mean I for me, I think I got my first video game when I was 5, and it was Pokemon Silver for the Game Boy Advanced. Um, and like I said, man, that's still one of my favorite games to this day. I will still go back and play that game. And then there's also oh, Mario Kart Double Dash,
Yeah,
Super
yeah,
Smash Bros. Melee, like those GameCube games. I really like the GameCube. I was a
yeah.
huge Nintendo fan, man, and I just once the Wii came out, I was just like, this is stupid, unfortunately. But
I
yeah,
remember
what about
seeing
you?
tweets from oh
Oh,
well, I saw that you were tweeting like a couple of weeks or so ago because you said Mario, and I think it was Kyle Can't Hide. And I was like, what?
yes.
What was that?
Okay, so oh my goodness, that was like the weekend that all my friends got back from university. So we all like just like kind of got together because you like you go away and then you come back in the summer and everyone's home, so it's like good to see everybody again. So we all got
Yeah.
together that night, and we were just randomly decided let's play some Mario Kart. So we when we play Mario Kart, like we go in on Mario Kart and we have like tournaments and stuff. And I don't know. It was getting pretty heated, and one guy like Kyle was winning the races, and he was in like the front like first place, and it was like they had to. I think um, Kyle was winning, and if the other guy beat Kyle, they would tie or something, and if he beat him by 2 places, he would win. So Kyle was ahead in the last race, and my friend was like way back, and he's like, "Yo, man, Kyle, I got you." He's like, "You can't hide, bro. You can't hide." And then he got a lightning, and for anyone that doesn't play Mario Kart, basically what happened is when you get a lightning, it hits every single player on the map. And then he's like, "You can't hide." So then we're all like, "Kyle can't hide." Anyways, yeah, it was just one of those random things.
Yeah.
And then I think my friend actually ended up beating him, which is why I put a video on Twitter. It was like, "Kyle can't hide."
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was good times though.
Yeah.
What was really weird about that night is we were actually playing together, and we finished a race at the exact same time. It was like 1 minute, like 2 minutes 47 milliseconds, and like 422 hundredths of a second
Wow,
equally. Yeah, it was weird, but I
that
still
is
beat him.
crazy. Well, going back into the topic about the games we used to play, um, my actual first game was Super Mario Brothers 3 because that's when I first got a Game Boy. I actually have never played Pokemon, but
Okay.
like all my friends were like, "Oh, it's such a good game," and so maybe I might have to try it soon. But I've never played Pokemon, and I've always
Yeah.
been that kid that like you didn't play with like the Pokemon, the Yu-Gi-Oh, and all that. So like all the kids would bring toys to school, and I've just never been that kid.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So yeah. So and then for a console game, my first game, and it's my favorite from the PlayStation 2, was Crash Bandicoot.
Hey,
Favorite game of
okay,
all.
okay.
Like, it's still one of my favorite adventure games because it was the one of the later ones. It was called The Wrath of Cortex, and it's still one of my favorite adventure games to this day. And if
Okay.
I would go back and play it, even if they remastered it, it'd be amazing. I'd be playing it right now.
Well, dude, that's the thing. I love like I think it's just your first games you're so nostalgic about. But there's some games I go back to and I think this game is absolutely trash. There's one game for GameCube called Mario Party, and
Yeah,
I used to love it, and I went back and I thought I was gonna love it, and I just play it, and I can't. It's so bad. I
I
hate
think
it.
it was a kid thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a
Yeah,
kid thing.
because I used
But
to play that all the time at my cousin's house. Anytime I go to his house, we're like Mario Party, and they're like, "Yep, let's go." You know.
yeah, yeah, right.
So
But Mario
yeah,
Kart, man, I still play that, and I mean, I just like for my at my like where I live in like so I don't live. People always get this like messed up, and they're like, why is he always like switching his backgrounds? So like I have a home where I live, where my parents live, and then 8 months of the year I'm at university, so I live there as well. Um, so like we just we're renting a house for the year, and we're buying like extra controllers and stuff for our GameCube so we can just all play together and stuff. We're
um,
like we go in on the GameCube.
yeah, I don't blame you. I know I don't. I used to have a GameCube, but it's at my dad's house, so you
Okay.
know I got that whole thing going on. But the closest thing I have to Nintendo is this Wii here that's collecting dust, and it's my sister's birthday in 2 days, and she's getting a TV, so you know that's hers.
Oh, there you go.
Um, I got the Xbox 360 and the PS3 in my room, and then downstairs I got the Xbox One, so
Nice,
that's just the
nice.
way she works. So um, so yeah.
I was gonna say for the PlayStation 2, that was kind of your console. Like for me, the PlayStation 2, there weren't a lot of games I really played, but the one I just played so much of was Battlefront 2 for Star Wars.
Oh, yes, yes. I used to play that on my original Xbox all the time. Like I
Yeah.
had the OG Xbox and it's still one of my favorite shooters to this day. That's actually what got me into the shooter games
Really?
because
Okay.
yeah, because I've always loved Star Wars. Like a lot of people know I love Star Wars. Like I got a poster right there. I'm pointing at it right now. And I've everything literally. I love it. So that was the first game I played because my cousin, he was like, "Oh, you should play this game," and he got it for his birthday or something like that, and we played it. Instantly, one of my favorite games, and I actually just noticed I have a Stormtrooper shirt, so you know Star Wars. And anyway, I always loved that game, and I even got the newer one, like the newest Battlefront, which is still pretty cool. But honestly, the original one is still one of my favorites. So.
Yeah, I think it just didn't feel like a super complete game to me. I don't know what it was. I played it for honestly, I played it for one day, and I had a lot of fun with it, and then I just never went back to it. And I think for me, I mean, that was also when zombies just dropped, so it was kind of
Yeah.
hard to not play zombies every day of my life. But it was
Yeah.
fun, but it wasn't Battlefront 1 or 2.
Yeah, I agree because I like it because I started playing it, but then when Black Ops DLC started dropping and stuff like that, that's when I kind of pushed the game. So I haven't played it in like months, so I might have to jump back on it soon.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
So
but
you were saying you just well, obviously if you're on Xbox, you just got Zetsu, but what are your thoughts on that game?
um, I don't know. I like it, but I don't think it's one of my favorites. To
Okay.
be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Got you.
Yeah, because I first watched gameplay, and I try to watch less and less gameplay of the new maps now because I don't want to get burned out. especially since I get it a month after, then I'm gonna be like, oh man, I've already seen too much. I don't feel like playing it. So that's just my thought of it. I don't know if anybody else out there agrees with that. But the like I watch it like tutorials and stuff like that, and I still probably gonna watch some today just to see how to do some things. But I don't know. I like it. It's but it's not one of the best maps. I was talking to Dave about this last time. I think, and I agree. He said that they put too much story than the actual gameplay itself, and I have to somewhat agree with that. But I still like
Okay.
some of the mechanics that they put in, like the new weapons and stuff like that. I really like that, and I don't know. I think that DLC. Well, yeah, DLC would DLC three. I mean, would be better. Which I actually did have a question. I didn't know if you would know, but okay. So at the end cutscene for Zetsubu no Shima,
Yeah.
Richtofen says something about well, Dempsey is like, okay, so now it's you next, Nikolai, and Richtofen's like, no, we still got something else to do before that. So why are people saying that we're going to Stalingrad before we go to Nikolai, or am I missing something there?
Um. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what you mean, but I'll try to explain what's going on there, and hopefully
Okay.
that'll answer your question. So, in the cutscene, we kill Taki 1.0, and then yeah, all right, Nikolai, you're next. Whatever. Dempsey's doing his voice, and then Richtofen is like, no, first we need to do something else to get some insurance. We don't exactly know what he did there, but people are starting to think that the players got different
Blood
blood
vials.
vials.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen is basically time, like chronologically, we go to Reisendrak, Takio's place.
Zetsubu.
That's yeah, that place.
Yeah.
Random place that we don't know as insurance in case what happens after Stalingrad they don't like.
Yeah.
Because what I think what my opinion is probably what he was thinking is that after Stalingrad all of them are going to be dead. A lot of stuff's going to start popping off for DLC 4. So probably he was thinking like we should get this insurance before this all happens.
Yeah.
And the reason Stalingrad is just it's been hinted in like the ciphers and stuff. I honestly have no evidence.
I don't
I've
know
heard
either, yeah.
I've heard from Mr. Raffle Waffles and I trust his judgment. So
Yeah. So, but what I meant though is like, because I thought we were gonna go somewhere before Stalingrad, because isn't Stalingrad in Russia or?
yeah.
Yeah. So I thought DLC 4 was gonna be Russia, but then before we go to Russia, we go somewhere else.
Oh, okay. So no,
And so,
DLC 3 is going to be Russia.
oh, okay.
And then DLC 4, like it's been laid out pretty like linearly once we figured out Dryasdrak. Like, all right, DLC 2, people knew Pompeii from a long ways out. And I mean, people were saying Stalingrad, and it's still looking like Stalingrad. But DLC 4, man, we are just no
don't even
idea.
know.
I mean, people have their guesses. Agartha, the house.
Yeah, I like
Samantha's
your
house.
opinion on the Rift. I liked that. That was
Oh,
pretty
that
cool.
that crazy
That
like
was pretty cool.
cotton time. See, that would be awesome, but it would never happen for a DLC. Like it would be,
Yeah.
you know how with the Moon map pack, they did all these other maps.
The Resurrection, yeah.
Yeah, they could do something like that. But I would love, man, if they just had like this super interconnected map where, like I said, I think it was like you're on Nocturne Toten and you walk into the help door, and now you're all of a sudden in a completely different map, and it's just all these maps stitched together that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I heard your first opinion on that. I was like, man, that's pretty cool. I even had conversations with some friends about it. Just,
Well, dude,
yeah. So they were like,
this
man, that's pretty cool. So I
this
was
the
like,
thing though is that could happen because of mods.
yeah,
People, like, I mean, I do a lot of speculation stuff like that. We've had Banana Colada and all that kind of stuff. These things are going to happen with mods, and people, talk about them speculatively. I mean, Black Ops 1 mods, World at War mods. I mean, let's look like World at War mods. If you've seen like any custom maps, those are cool.
yeah.
But that's like an 8-year-old engine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Black Ops 3 on next gen, current gen now, mod tools, man, it is going to be insane the things that people are going to be
Yeah.
able to do. So it's going to be really cool for that kind of stuff.
And I don't have my own PS. I mean, not PS. PC yet. So if I ever get that, that's gonna be the first thing I get. And
Yeah,
so
yeah, man.
because I've always watched people like Dalek and all that play custom maps. Even you, and I'm here like I'm still on Kino der Toten. So
Yeah, yeah. I'm not so much about the custom maps because I feel like for me, I like mods, right?
oh
Because
yeah.
it's weird to watch a map that you've never played before. And with customs, that's a lot of what it is. Is hey, this new map, right, that someone else made.
Mm.
But a mod is simply just taking something and kind of like tweaking it. So like a modded Easter egg, so that it's a different Easter egg ending, or modded gun, anything like that. It's like basic but still exciting. That's what I'm really about. That because it kind of keeps it related to zombie stuff that people know, but at the same time, it switches it up and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Like
So
I've seen mods like the one that pops into my mind first is the one on Call of the Dead with the dual wield scavenger and all that. It's insane what
oh
people can do.
yeah, that was the first mod I ever did on the channel.
Really?
Actually, it's funny if you Google Call of the Dead and go to images, that's like the third picture that pops up.
Wow.
So people that are like, "Oh, Call of the Dead," and that's the first thing they see is it's like a scavenger in one hand and a ray gun in the other.
That's probably what like IGN and Watch Mojo do.
Dude, they do. They have done. They've never taken anything from me, but they've taken. It's like I want to say it's like Doris, and instead of Doris like normal guns, it's like the staffs or something
I
ridiculous.
saw because I first saw people tweeting, "Oh, this was bad," and I was like, "Okay, Watch Mojo, let's watch." So I watched, and I was like, "Why are they putting in modded games?" And I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I mean, I
And
don't. I guess they just don't even know, but
yeah, and I mean, we can't 100% blame them because I'm pretty sure like half of them don't even play Call of Duty.
yeah,
So
yeah, exactly, man. I mean, I met the guy that owns Watch Mojo, and it's he's got like 30 people working on that company, and it's just you know it's hard to get all that. And they do a lot of fact checking, but you can't be that
yeah,
knowledgeable about everything.
yeah. So let's see. I wanted to talk about. Okay, so I know right now. Well, I don't think at the current time, but you go to college and study business, correct?
Yeah.
Because right now I'm actually taking a course at my school, and it's a business academy class. So I learn about business. We actually, I don't know if you like seen or anything, but I actually had to do like some school projects and stuff like that, and based around a business that we had to create in our class.
Okay, so
So
like an entrepreneurship kind of thing.
yeah, basically. And so we had to, well, I was in a group of girls, so they chose one of the most girly things, which is like a bakery, which isn't too girly, but then the way they customized it and all that, it was it was not good. But I mean, I was still on board, so I mean, that's that. But is there anything like you can say that would encourage business? Like, you know what I mean?
Like anything I could say about taking business at university?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay, so this is gonna come from a weird place because I took I went into business first year and I loved it. And it wasn't really so much business as it was just a lot of like intro stuff. So it was like math for business math,
yeah. Hmm.
economics, like weird stuff. And I liked it. I really liked it. But my second year, I came in and I was expecting like the same stuff, and it was more what business is really about. So it was a lot of like accounting and like finance and marketing and operations management and just like stuff that me personally I really don't like. And I realized about myself, like I thought I wanted to do business because the idea of self-employment sounded nice,
Hmm.
but it was only the idea of self-employment. Like I don't actually like business isn't really my interest. So before I like go into this, I just want people to know that if you're listening or you even yourself, I don't really like business. I really kind of wish I hadn't gone into it, but I'm 2 years in now, and I don't see any reason in ending it. Um, Plus, I'm over the hard stuff now, so it's all good.
Yeah.
But okay, business is okay. If you get a degree in business, you're gonna like learn a basic accounting, basic finance. A lot of that stuff is really good to have just in the world. It doesn't matter what you do. If you know a little bit of accounting, if you know a little bit of finance, like in investing and stuff, is really, really important to have. So even marketing, it makes you like think about the way that you are advertised to. So it's really good stuff to have. But with a business degree, I after my 2 years, I'm starting to realize that it doesn't matter like if you were to go like, oh, I'm gonna major in marketing, or I'm gonna major in accounting, or I'm gonna major in this, that, or the other thing. Honestly, a lot of business, and I think people don't want to say this, but it's the truth, is one, how hard you're willing to work, and two, who do you know? Mm-hmm. Which is harsh, especially like if you're 18 trying to go into university. But I think unless you want to be like an accountant or something really specific with a business job, I think a lot of people going in thinking that like their degree is going to guarantee them a lot. And I mean, you see this every day with like, people graduating and then they don't have a job, right? And like the people like joke that university students and stuff, they're like going to be working for McDonald's and stuff. You see that. And I think it's like the biggest thing, man, is like make contacts with people if you're trying to get a job out of university in business. Because if you don't have any contacts, it's like no one's going to want to hire you. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that answers your question at all, but
it gave, well, it's I know what you mean too. I understand because I come from a family where all they know is business. Like my dad's side of the family, literally they all own business. My dad, his brothers, they all fix appliances, and that's just them. They don't like working in an office, which I would have to agree on because I don't want to like sit down all day and type on a computer, which sounds, I don't know, but it's just not my type of thing.
Yeah, and then you should do it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like what you're saying, it's kind of sounds more like a hands-on type of thing.
Yeah.
But and if it's like, and that's the thing. Like you can, I mean, like YouTube is a business, right? Like I mean, kind of, but like a lot of it is creative, but there still is a business side to YouTube. Like I have to pay taxes and like sponsors and all that kind of stuff. So like I think it's good to have a business background with whatever you do, which was the reason I went into it. It was like I don't know what I want to do with this.
But it just looks good to not businesses, but to places if you ever apply to a job and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. It is definitely like better to have a business degree than maybe like a comparative literature degree or something like that, right?
Yeah.
The other thing though is that business, like if you just, I mean, for me, I'm in a weird situation because I don't really want to be like employed by someone. I want to be self-employed for the rest of my life. I don't know how I'm gonna run that, but I'm gonna work at it. If you want to be like employed and like that's like something you want to do, is like I don't want to do my job and do that. Also really good, like. I mean, it basically like teaches you to be a good employee, which is, if that's up your alley, then that's awesome.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing, man. Is like you should like honestly, it's like really you should do whatever you enjoy. Mm-hmm. It's such a weird thing because people say it's like about the money, but then
if you don't love what you're doing,
yeah,
why do it?
If you're gonna do it 8 hours a day for 5 days a week, right, or for 5 days a week. That's a lot of time to waste doing something that you're not enjoying.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's my 2 cents into it.
Yeah. So I 100% agree. I'm actually just doing this business academy because one, like I said, it would look good for if I ever want to get a job, stuff like that. It also looks good on college because I have to start thinking about college. Well, I have to start thinking now, but I graduate 2017, so. I have to think about that.
You got a year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know. Like what I want to do in my future is not really decided yet, but it's always been something because I've always loved video games ever since I was little. I played the Crash Bandicoot and all that. I'm like I love this, and then the more I grew up, and even now I'm like it'd be cool to make video games like design and stuff like that. So. At the moment, I think I want to be like a graphic designer and all that. Like, well, not graphic, game designer.
Yeah.
And so I've applied. Well, somewhat applied to like some places. Like for my business academy class next year, we go into virtual business, which means that next year we actually have like a somewhat actual business that we go competitions with and stuff like that. And I applied for media designer just because I like working with the computers, editing, things like that, which is also the reason why I started my YouTube channel. I mean, one, show people I don't suck at Call of Duty, which I haven't been able to do yet. So just wait for that, people. And just because, I mean, also I love playing video games, and so I can also do that. And it's always never been about the money to me. I mean, if I look right now, I make like a penny a month, which is like I don't honestly care, but it's just for the fun of it. And then I get to work with this laptop because I'm in the process of trying to get a PC. Like I'm gonna save a couple extra bucks and all that, get a job, things like that. So I'm excited, and that's why I have a friend who's like put an air quotes here, giving me the hookup and gonna let me work at GameStop soon because I mean I love working with games.
Perfect
So
spot to work then.
exactly, yeah. So well, like what I was saying, I wanted to well, I want to learn how to be a game designer. Maybe I can one day work for these big game corporations. I mean, it'd be awesome. So that's why I have like my business and all that. So let's just say that happens
Nice,
and that
nice.
happens. So
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, and the thing is like you literally can if you want to. I mean, it's a lot of work, and you gotta, you know, devote yourself to that. And at your age, I mean, even at like, you know, at any like even I think before 25, like no one knows what they want to do in life,
hmm
you know. And to say like when you're in high school and it's like when people ask me like, oh, I remember they're like, oh, well, what do you want to do? Like, what do you think you want to do? It's like that's a ridiculous question. Like I'm not like how could I possibly know that? So I don't know. I think it's definitely good to like you said like you just like go and like look at various things like do the business thing and see how that's
Yeah.
like and just kind of get feels for different stuff because at that point honestly it's just see what you like just go for as many different things as possible.
Yeah, and it's been somewhat working out because I've been getting like letters and stuff like that from this academy over in San Francisco. It's called Academy of Arts University,
Okay.
and I was actually talking to my counselor because next year I don't need too many classes, so I'm actually somewhat excited about that. So I'm because I graduate next year, and I wanted to take like four classes because my dad grew up in like the old day. You know, you don't have to take too many classes to graduate, and like by your senior year, I think he told me like if I do well, I'm ahead and stuff like that. You only need to take three classes. I don't know. My dad's always not giving me like 100% accurate information when it came to school and all that. But I only have to take five classes next year instead of the six that I have.
Okay.
And like my first semester, I believe I just need to like 100% ace that. And I'm not taking a math class next year because math you suck. So well, I'm still somewhat taking math class because I have to take accounting for my business academy.
Ah, so
And
yeah, it's
even
not
then,
math.
that's just adding and subtracting and all that.
Yeah,
So
no, it's nothing like crazy math.
like algebra and I mean
Yeah.
it's bad.
Yeah.
And so I have to take like some easy classes. First semester, I have to take government. I haven't taken health yet, so
Health, what's that?
that's
Is that like a physical activity kind of thing or?
it teaches you about like sex and all that. Just
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Really? That's a
So yeah,
wow, that's a course.
yeah. It's only one semester, so I don't have to worry about taking that all year.
Okay.
So it kind of covers the same thing like biology does. So
Gotcha.
if you ever took biology,
Yeah.
then yeah, that's
Okay.
basically the same thing. And so I don't know, but and then my second semester they were telling me I only need like I don't really need too many classes because by my second semester of next year I should only need 20 credits. So they were like, you still need to take the five classes. So then I have my regular courses minus like health and government because those are only one semester. So I replaced that with a TA class and weight training, which I've never taken.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that.
So you do have to
So
take can you not like take a free class or anything like that?
no, that's what TA is. Like you just help a
Okay.
teacher. So I don't know.
Okay,
So
yeah. It was really weird in my high school. Like you could just drop a period. Like if you because you needed 18 credits to graduate and you do 8 courses a year. Like you had 8 open courses a year, so like 4 and 4 per semester. So
Interesting.
what I did is, I took like one free in my grade 11 year, and then I overloaded it. So like my last semester, basically I only either had to go to class in the morning or the afternoon. It was beautiful.
I know.
So
I'd
I
love
just
that.
like I either get to sleep in like crazy or like leave school super early. It was awesome. I loved it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like one of those things that people say, like, "Oh, you should take more courses because you need them." I'm like, looking back, like, no, no, not at all.
I
It's
know
just,
they teachers are always like, oh, the more courses you take, the like and the harder like the AP, the honors and all that, the more colleges will look at you. And I don't 100% want to take more courses because I've seen people who are successful and they've taken about the same amount of courses.
yeah,
And like there's this girl or woman, I guess. She came into my business academy and she was talking, and she was saying in like high school she had like C's and D's and all that, and then after high school she went on to intern at the White House. So
wow,
yeah, and that's crazy. I mean, that wasn't an excuse for me to fail. Like, oh, mom, look, I can do this and still go to the White House. No, it was more of me, like seeing, okay, I don't need to take all these higher classes just to get into college and all that. Because at the moment, I don't know if I'm going straight to a college, what I'm gonna do. So
yeah,
I
dude.
don't know.
At least for me, I mean, in Canada, I'm sure it's different in the States, but I decided to take some advanced courses just because I wanted to get in like to a better, like with a better group of people. But at
Hmm.
least in Canada where I live, like I could say 100%, it would be better to get a 90 or an 80 in a course that's like normal level course,
Hmm.
than it would be to get a 60 or 70 in an advanced. And
Yeah,
people tend to look like, no, you're challenging yourself. But the thing is oftentimes universities just look at a mark's a mark.
yeah.
So it's better to just get like the highest mark and have a good average a lot of the time.
Yeah. Like right now, I'm taking an honors class, which is Algebra 2. I don't know how it could. Okay. So at first, in the beginning of the year, my teacher, she was like, I won't be your teacher for long. You guys are going to be separated into another class. I really liked this teacher, and it was a regular algebra class. So then I was like, oh, I still want to be in your class. What's going to take over this period? And all my business academy friends and all that, they were in the honors class, which is in the beginning of the day. And I had her my last period of the day. So I went and talked to my dad, and he knows I have never been like good at math. And well, I guess for geometry, because geometry has never been my favorite, never agreed with me, never had a high grade in that class until I retook it in summer school, and that's how I got that up. But Algebra 1 has always been my strong subject, so that then I was able to somehow be able to convince him to let me take an honors class. That was bad. Because right now I've been struggling. I'm still trying to get my grade up. So
Nice, that's good.
yeah, my grade has been kind of going up. So I don't know, but it is one thing to take this honors class than to just move on to a different teacher. I don't know. I'm getting to something completely different, but I don't know. The
Yeah,
whole
dude.
honors AP thing, it's just interesting to me. Just I don't think I should be able to take. Well, I don't think I should be taking it, but at the same time, it would look good just to be able to take it and all that. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I see you.
I don't know.
I think
School
like
is.
as I like just get more into like the real world of life and stuff. Honestly, I just the more I see it, the more it is like your ability to work hard and just be disciplined is such a huge aspect of it. And you kind of see that in school, like you don't get great grades and stuff, but
Hmm.
you really see the difference when you get out in the real world. That if you're working hard, then it will come to you, whatever it
Yeah.
is you're looking for.
Yeah, and I know a lot of YouTubers, like especially zombies, like I've seen like you, Noah, even Milo, are in school and still do YouTube and all that, and
That's weird, eh? I was
yeah,
I tweeted that the other day, and I find it so weird. There's if you took the amount of YouTubers that are in school and like added all their subscribers up from each community, like zombies, GTA, Minecraft, what other games there are out there,
yeah,
dude. Zombies, I mean, like millions, millions of people. It's crazy. Like Noah is almost at 2 million. I am at 1 million. Milo, like you said, he's about 500,000.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are still in school. And I wonder if that partially has something to do with the fact that Zombies is quite a bit of a cerebral game, if you really think about it. Like, you got to piece together storylines and do ciphers, and, there really is a lot to it, like puzzle hunting.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if there's some correlation between university and that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, but um, yeah, I got really nothing else to talk about. We really covered anything, well,
Cover all the
everything. I mean,
bases, eh?
yeah. Is there anything you want to add?
Anything else I want to add? Let's see. We did Advanced Warfare. We did Advanced Warfare, or not? I always say Advanced Warfare. Infinite Warfare.
It reminds me of so much of it. I think that's why people get confused.
Infinite Warfare Zombies. I don't know, man.
Oh, actually, I did forget. What are your thoughts on Battlefield 1?
I think the trailer looks amazing, but as I said with Infinite Warfare, you can't base a game off a trailer.
Yeah.
It's made me excited for it, and I'll probably pick it up. And I've never really played a Battlefield game before.
Really?
So obviously it worked, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I just, it's one of those things. You just gotta wait and see. You gotta wait and see if it's gonna work or not.
Yeah. Yeah, the only Battlefield I played, well, I've played Battlefield 2, Battlefield 3, and Battlefield 4. Out of all three of those, Battlefield 3 has been my favorite and always probably will be because of just the classic boots on the ground feel, like the military, basically modern day version of Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, and all that.
Gotcha.
So that's what I love. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I don't think I have anything else. So
yeah, I really have like a whole list right here, and I covered it all. So
nice. That's always good. Man, it's actually, that brings me back to like when I first started my podcast. I'd always have like a list of stuff, and then I got to the point where I sucked at like getting stuff to talk about, and now I literally just wing it. I just go in, and the guest is like, "So, do you have any ideas like what we're gonna talk about?" I'm like, "Nope, we're just gonna start this and see how it goes." It's scary because you're kind of just jumping off a cliff with no parachute, but
yeah, I know. For the last 2 days when we've been talking about doing this, I swear I'm like, what am I going to talk about? How am I going to start this off? And like my first podcast with Lex, I literally winged it. I didn't have a list at all. This is the second podcast where I had a list, and because I did one with Dave, so then that I had a list for him, and then I was like, man, what am I going to talk about with Lex? It just came out naturally, and it's still one of the highest viewed videos on my channel.
Yeah,
So,
Lex is a very easy guy to talk to. When he came on my podcast the other day, like last week actually, we could have talked for 3 hours. It's just he's got a dude with a lot to say, so it's easy.
Yeah, he does. We could have gone on talking for longer, but I don't remember why we had to stop. I think it was just to hit an hour. I don't know.
Yeah, Lex is a very creative guy. Like he's really good at taking nothing and turning it into something. Whereas I'd say me personally, I'm better like you give me a topic or you give me an idea for a video, and I'm really good at running with it and making it crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not good at starting with an idea.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, like even for today example, a normal day when I got to make a video, I woke up today and no idea what I was gonna make, and I was like, all right, like, okay, what's new? And I saw something on Twitter, and I was like, oh, the jump scare for Zetsubo, and I was like, well, I could just cover that, and then I decided, no, I'm gonna make a troll video and troll everybody. So
I haven't watched it, and I knew it was going to be a troll because the last jump scare video you did, Mr. John Cena.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the video has 1,000 dislikes, so it's like, some people didn't like it, but for the most part, people liked it because they, you can expect that from me. I'm not a legit news guy, so
yeah,
I know. I want to make myself well known as like this is not the guy that you should take 100% seriously.
Yeah, like I know you haven't posted too many videos on like news and all that. I mean, you've had your moments where you saw, oh, this is pretty cool, and I saw that you posted like DLC news and things like that. And like once or twice, it hasn't been too many times.
It's like if it's a new map or something that I personally find interesting, right?
Yeah.
Like if I go through my channel, I can't even think. Like actually, I did something the other day Zombies Infinite Warfare. I made a video on that, just quickly covering it. That's just big news to me, a new zombies game.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, I mean, I think Lex said it well. Like, there's so many, like, it's so much of the exact same stuff in the zombies community, like just news videos and all that kind of stuff. That to me, it's like it really goes a long way to stand out. So, I don't know. I think it's good to just do different stuff.
Yeah. Like, the only people I really watch for, like, DLC news and like that is literally only Dalek and Milo. That's about it.
And that's the thing is, why would you watch anyone else? Because they got all your bases covered.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, there's probably 30 other people that cover news. But I would say, like, Dalek is the most on-the-ball news guy, and Milo is kind of more like Cypher storyline. Yeah. But, they're still both, like, you don't really have a reason to watch anybody else. So, if you're a YouTuber, like, you should try to find your own way to do different stuff.
Yeah. Oh, what I did want to mention, too, I know we just got the somewhat huge news about the other day with Blundell and Milo's interview about how that's Gersh. Well, yeah, I think that was supposed to be Gersh, not Richtofen, in the First Strike poster. And that was actually interesting to me because I always thought that was Richtofen on the poster.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
First
did you not
like Ascension?
Yeah, the Ascension poster. The
What?
Yeah, if you go, Dalek made a video about it too. Blundell said that was not Richtofen on the poster.
Oh, so there's like Black Ops First Strike. It's Dempsey, Takio, Nikolai, and on the left it's Gersh.
I think so. I think that's who it was supposed to be.
Wow.
Yeah, because that actually went like, what? I've been lied to all these years.
Well, it doesn't look like Richtofen at all.
Yeah, Dalek the other day he explained it pretty well. That we always saw as Richtofen because he compared the bodysuit to what the guy in the poster is. They literally have the same exact suit and all that, but then the only thing that was different was the hair, and he didn't have hair, and so that always threw people off.
That's very weird. Did he explain why they did that?
I'm not too sure. I think it was because it was a lightning round between Milo and Blundell. Milo was throwing all these questions. I don't know if you saw that.
No, and, dang, I gotta watch this.
Yeah, it was either pass, yes or no, and then he would elaborate. So basically, Milo said, "Is that Richtofen on the First Strike poster?" Blundell quickly said, "No," and that threw Milo in like complete insanity.
Wow.
And it was like, what? So I think they were supposed to be talking about that more in the next DLC. I'm not too sure, but that was always what was presumed since we heard about it. That was like 2 weeks or so ago. So.
Dang, I know we uploaded those 2 videos. I gotta watch those now, man. Those just got me excited. Oh, that's what I'm gonna do tonight. Nice.
Yeah. So because I watched I watch a lot of Milo's videos, but there's some where like he explains the ciphers and they're like way too long. Like, there was the one he did where he was on the blackboard and talking about it. I was like, I love you, Milo, but this is too long for me. I mean, I went back and watched it just because, I wanted to see. But just those videos, I have to be in the mood to watch them. Like, storyline, I want to hear about this, so I go and listen. So, yeah.
Word.
All right. I think that is it. I'd like to thank you for being on the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was a great 58 minutes we've had.
There you go.
I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope to have Pat back on my channel soon.
Absolutely, dude. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
No problem. Anytime. So,
and if you're still here, I'm gonna say this to the viewers. Hit that like button for this guy. If you're still here, if you're 58 minutes into the 59 minutes into this, obviously we earned your like, so hit that like button.
Yep. I only know one person who I know watches all the way to the end in all my podcasts, and that has been my girlfriend. So
nice.
Well, shout out to you.
Hopefully she leaves the like.
Yep, she always does. I don't have to sell her. So nice. Okay. Thank you all for sticking around if you've made it here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Cheers. Peace out.